I play Darcy.
I play Tom
Fowler.
Fowler.
It's our wedding day, or the night before our wedding is where the movie opens.
Does she look like a Fowler?
No.
No.
You have
Poor
to watch
thing.
the movie to see if it all happens. But basically, we are at a destination wedding. All of our families are there, and it's what happens on that day.
Yeah, it is not what I planned for, and I'm the guy who plans.
You're a little bit of a
Very
groomzilla.
detail oriented.
Yeah. I am a little bit uncomfortable in the wedding setting. I didn't want a big wedding, but Tom did, and that causes a little tension.
Yeah.
And
And
then the whole thing gets turned upside down.
Right. and that's what I thought was the best part about this whole script was how off the rails it went.
Yeah.
It really goes sideways after we even get to the altar.
With a tremendous cast of characters. Yeah. But I think the real heart of the movie for me is that these two people really love each other, and everything kind of got jumbled up in the planning of this wedding, and this wedding day helps them to figure out what's important, what are the most important things, and that is that they are actually really good together.
The moral of the story is that sometimes you need pirates to hijack your wedding in order to really find out what the core of your love is all about.
Exactly. I think that's something that exists. You can create it with certain people, but there has to be you have to like each other, and you have to want to really work together to do that. I know that there's some famous movies in history where they were like, those two hated each other. I don't think that works all the time.
No.
I think you have to really be open to the other person. He's an amazing actor. He's funny. He's full of heart. And that was a pleasure for me to be able to work off of, especially in these scenes that we had to really trust each other with some of the comedy and some of the stunts. And then to know that we could go deep when we needed to emotionally.
Yeah, and we talked about that from the beginning. And, this is an imposing figure here. And I knew that...
What do you mean?
You're scary, but in the best way. But I knew you, and I mean, at least, you are the sweetest, most accessible little thing, when you, and I knew that, and if I hadn't known her beforehand, it might have been different, but I knew her and I knew what she was really about, and I knew that I could trust her, and I knew that she knew that she could trust me. And that's really at the core, that we had to have that. And if we didn't have, that true, if people didn't believe that we were truly in love, then this movie would never work, no matter how beautiful or action-packed or funny it was. It had to be a real love story at its core.
I mean, we couldn't have got luckier with the way this cast came together between Sonia Braga, Jennifer Coolidge, Cheech Marin, who else? Darcy
I love that
Carden.
your parents are Cheech Marin and Sonia Braga.
I mean, legend. Legends. I mean, we got really lucky, and they're all such great, again, very deep and soulful, but super funny, and that combination is like we had like a lineup. It was like an all-star lineup. And we just had the best time every time. Didn't matter who we were working with that day. It was just like amazing.
Yeah, it was a perfect sort of setup. You know that these movies aren't going to be easy. They're going to be long. The days are going to be long. It's going to be hot. But we had an amazing backdrop in the Dominican Republic.
So nice.
One of the things that I wish I would have got in on that I didn't. They put me in a house away from everybody where most of the cast stayed in this giant mansion. They all had their own quarters to go to, but every night they would get together and have dinner. And
that's nice.
And they had a gym, and they would play basketball. They'd play whatever it was. And I felt like I was alienated from that a little bit. And I think that's part of the reason why everybody got along so great. It started to feel like a family by the end of this movie. And yeah, and I just had a blast working with this girl.
I think the world needs a little bit of fun right now. I think things are so serious, and we're all so full of anxiety about the future on so many levels that entertainment and these type of movies are so necessary. We need to laugh. We need to believe in love again. We need to, kind of remember what's important. And these movies have a way of kind of just touching your heart and making you kind of relax and have a good time and open up and just get in a different mood.
Yeah, and nothing about this movie takes itself seriously.
Yeah.
Is what I really love that Jason Moore did as the director of this. Is every time things got a little bit too sweet or too saccharine, he squeezed a little lemon on it. And that's what I love about it. This movie is meant just for pure entertainment, and that's what we set out to do. And I think that people are going to enjoy that.